What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron.
It's Brian.
This is the Courtside podcast, and we are back today, and we're talking about the NBA. Still the off season. We still got like 2 more months before the regular season starts, but we're still here. We're still talking about the NBA. But I want to pivot a little bit. I want to talk about the video game that represents the NBA, and that is NBA 2K26. The game is coming out, I believe, next week. So I want to just talk about a little bit. Are we going to pick up the game or not? Are we excited for the game? And why are we excited? Why are we not excited for the game this year? So I want to show you some things. I want to show you real quick. I saw some stuff on Twitter. I bookmarked it. So let me share my screen real quick. Give me 1 second. But I find this funny because this has been a theme for 2K over the years. And that is taking something away that people like and then bringing it back years later. So if you see on the screen, they brought back All-Star Team Up. I forget how long they removed All-Star Team Up and they brought it back. I don't remember the last time that All-Star Team Up was on 2K before they brought it back in 2K26. Oh, it has?
I want to say it's been since like the pandemic.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow. But yeah, they took it away and they finally brought it back. I do remember a bunch of streamers when streamers were actually playing games, were playing that game like crazy, like a bunch of NBA 2K streamers, and I would enjoy it. It was really funny, but they brought it back, and here's the problem: they brought it back for my team. You know the mode where you have to pay to play. Yeah, that mode. So you can't play it for free. You have to actually you have to pay, get some cards, and if you want to enjoy the game, if you don't want to play with sorry players, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay in packs.
What they should have done was did like how Madden did all these years with draft champs. At least be able to draft, like have a selection of cards that you could use, that you could choose from. You could like higher tier, lower tier cards or whatever, and then you could play with those cards. They just use my team as the medium. But the fact that you have to use your actual team to do this is a complete 18 steps backwards.
You know what's crazy? They did have something like that years ago. I forget what game. I forgot what 2K they had it. Maybe it was 22. Nah, I didn't play 22. Maybe it was 21 or 20. I forget. But they did have something like they did have a draft champs type of mode that they random cards and you can select that card and you can play with those. But for whatever reason, they're just like, no, we're just going to do All-Star Team Up. We're going to bring that back, but we're going to put it on my team, and people are going to love it. But that wasn't what made All-Star Team Up great. It's the fact that we can play with any player that we want, and it was a free mode.
Yeah.
You know? But anywho, more things about NBA 2K26. Let's see here. Oh! Let's see. Where is it? Oh, the rebounding. They put a shot timer. Well, not a shot timer, but they put a release on rebounding. Interesting. That was another thing I saw.
I think they just gave it a visual cue. Because I think you always had the time rebounds and stuff. They just, for some reason, wanted to put an indicator on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Another thing that they brought back, OG Parks. OG Parks are back. Another thing they got rid of. Oh my gosh. Isn't that great? All right. Let me see if there's anything else. So Rep is back in 2K26 with new rewards. Climb through rookie, starter, veteran, legend tiers to unlock cap breakers, boosters, animation, VC, and more. And let's see. What else? That has nothing to do. All right. So yeah, that's all the information that I wanted to show because, 2K, they're always going to show like, oh, here's a new animation. Here, like whatever.
Here's more sweat.
More sweat. Yeah, more sweat. Okay, so am I excited for 2K26? Am I going to buy the game? Hell no. Matter of fact, I haven't bought a new 2K since 2K23. You know why? Because the game, what is there to be excited about? What new feature is going to make me want to play the game? It's the same crap every single year. It is literally pay to play now. I don't want to pay to play.
Literally pay to
I
play.
I don't want to have to play a game and have to put more money in order to enjoy the game. That's why I like college football 25, because you know why? College football 25, I can play was it I can play Dynasty mode, and I can play the other mode.
Road to
Those
Glory.
modes, Road to Glory, those two games. And if I want to get better, I'll just play against the computer in the regular versus mode, offline mode where you can play the computer, because I like doing that. And I'm good. But see, with 2K, not only will they remove certain modes that everybody enjoys, they will change the animations. They'll change certain things. They'll add certain things that is unnecessary
There's
to
like
make the
20
game.
different shot meters in the game now.
Bruh, they'll make the game more difficult. They're like, we're trying to make it more skill-based. Brother, we don't need a shot timer for alley-oops. I'm sorry, that is unnecessary. But it's to make it more, trying to
skill gap. Like, oh,
what yes. What did Brandon say? Brandon said some bullshit. Some trying to separate the trash people from the skilled people. Like, man, we don't need a timed alley oop. It's a video game. There's just certain things that are unnecessary. A timer for rebounding is unnecessary. I'm sorry. I just think that is a waste of time. Showing us the sweat on a player, who cares? And there's just other stuff that I just think is unnecessary that I don't have at the top of my head. But this is what I don't like about the 2K NBA 2K franchise, is that they add unnecessary stuff and they take away stuff that people love, and when they bring it back, it's not as good as what it once was.
It's always a caveat.
What is your thoughts? What is your thoughts on 2K26? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Will you ever play 2K again, etc.?
Look, listen, I haven't bought a 2K with my own money since 2K22. That was the last straw for me, because I really enjoyed 2K22 when it first came out, the first few months. Then they released the patch, and then it just became borderline unbearable to play. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. If I do buy 2K, I ain't playing Park, I'll tell you that much. Why would I spend $70 for the base game of 2K and then go spend another $50 to $100 just to upgrade my guy to a level to where he can compete online? That is insane to me. That's insane. You could go to a real NBA game for that price. Shoot, Wizards game, you could go probably to a couple of them at that price. That's just, I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's just too much time investment. They got regressing badge progress. I'm like, if I earn a badge, just let me keep the badge. Why am I losing badge points? It's silly. They just adding so much unnecessary stuff in the game. The game, in my opinion, basketball. Unfortunately, this is the only basketball game we really got to play, so they're just going to buy it regardless because they want to scratch that basketball itch, even though it's like the same crap every single year. But whatever. They just like, and then they bring it back all this old stuff. They trying to nostalgia bait the community, bring it back to, oh, look at the old parks, but the gameplay going to be trash. It's not going to be the same feel. It's like you putting a new paint of coat on a cracked wall. Like, no, the foundation is going to collapse. The house is going to fall. Putting paint over the cracks ain't going to do nothing. and it's just like, and the barrier to entry to compete in that game is ridiculous. People talk about all this, oh, skill, skill, skill. Your only skill is the fact that you spent $100 day one of the game to get your guy to an 80 plus overall, so you can immediately beat up on people in the park. Like, come on, man. Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it all the way funky. Because all this skill in the 2K community, they about the dumbest. Listen,
They
the
are. They
community
are.
for 2K are probably one of the most dumbest communities, video game communities I've seen. These folks will get up here, talk all this trash. Oh 2K trap, man. It's the same. I'm tired of Ronnie 2, and then be the first ones to buy the next game. Like, what incentive do they have to change if you just gonna go out and buy it anyway, and then buy VC? And then y'all make multiple builds, so you buying even more VC. Like y'all, this is insane to me. In the 2K defenders, oh, I just let people enjoy the game. Okay, you go ahead, have fun with the game. But I bet not hear you complain about it. If you just want people to enjoy, you go ahead. I don't want to hear no complaints, no nothing. If you okay with buying slop year in and year out, then so be it. At least for me, I know I'm a Madden player, so I really don't got too much room to talk. But at least I can get on Madden. I could play Ultimate Team and not spend a single dime and still have a competitive team just by playing the market and stuff right. Try good luck doing that on 2K.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna look crazy.
Yeah, and another thing that I'll give EA credit for from Madden and college football, it's a lot of the same controls. Then if it is something different, it doesn't.
Now they did do something stupid this year.
What did they do? This is
They
Madden, right?
changed both. I think it's both. The reach forward and the truck on the same input, except if you hold the truck, hold the right stick up. It used to be you just truck, but now if you do it, he's going to reach for it. So you get caught tackling, reach for it, you could fumble the ball. Like, why would you put that on the same thing as the truck? That's the one thing out there that was stupid. But other than that, this
It's
is the
not a
best
whole lot
Madden
of.
gameplay we've had in quite some time to start the game. But
It's
yeah,
not.
2K, I
It's
just
not a
can't
big
get it.
adjustment. It's not like a
Yeah,
huge adjustment.
exactly.
Like every year, it seems like 2K is trying to tweak something in terms of the gameplay. Like I remember they changed the direction. I think I remember one year, like 2K, they changed the direction of the crossover, like for the stick. I forget it was like
I
instead of
got on
like
the game. I was like, what is this?
yeah, I was like, wait a minute, why is so it went from the right stick to the left stick? I'm like, what are we doing? Like that was so unnecessary. It's just some things that I'm just like, why would you change it? Oh, because we want to make it skill based. We want to not do the same thing. Try something different. I just think it's unnecessary. I think it's really unnecessary in that extent. So for me, I'm playing. I've been playing 2K23 a little bit, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't see what more 2K needs to do in terms of improving the gameplay, changing the gameplay. I feel like 2K23 is just fine. Why are you tweaking any of the gameplay? You know what they need to tweak? It's the way that the CPU guards on defense, because a lot of the players, a lot of my teammates that are computers, they don't hedge. They're not doing some of the things that I'm telling them to do when I'm putting in a defensive game plan. Like, hey, you got a hard hedge here. Hey, you got a soft hedge. Hey, you got a like the only thing that they understand is double team. They don't understand how to hard hedge, soft hedge, certain defensive principles that you're supposed to know. That's my problem with 2K. I don't know how 2K25, I don't know how 2K24, because I didn't play 2K24 or 25, and I'm not going to play 26. But one of the biggest problems with 2K has always been the CPU and defense. For whatever reason, my teammates don't know how to play proper defense when I game plan on the defense to tell them what to do. It's unbelievable. That's the only problem I have. But everything else, there doesn't really need to be much tweaking involved. Like the layup stuff is okay. I don't like the timer for the alley oop. I think that's just dumb. I think that's very unnecessary. But for the most part, everything else is fine. And they just keep tweaking stuff, adding unnecessary stuff to make the game unenjoyable to play. And then people will say, well, they're trying to make it to where you got to be skillful in order to play it. Like, no, man, they're just making it enjoyable to play. No matter what you say, they're just making it enjoyable. When I can play college football 25 and then play college football 26, and it's not much of an adjustment because it's practically the same mechanics. And I'm fine with that. And I love that. And it's cool and it's smooth and it's enjoyable to play.
You know what? I gotta take people who say they're trying to make the game more skillful. It's just cope for bad programming and bad game development. Because all of these other games that have skill, think about it, the biggest skill gap between Madden, outside of using those cheesy glitch plays or whatever, you got to actually know football and concepts and reading coverages and understanding offense and defensive looks and stuff like that. At least in shooter games like Call of Duty and stuff, outside of the aiming, map knowledge, being able to know situationally what to do, that stuff is beneficial. But how come when it comes to 2K though, oh, we're just gonna make the game controls more complicated and all these weird systems in order to gain a skillful edge instead of just being like stuff like, oh, actually knowing basketball,
Yes,
knowing when to
bro.
make the right pass,
Bro,
knowing when to cut,
yes.
knowing like what coverages to run during certain occasions, like smart plays. Like basketball knowledge matters almost zero in 2K.
No, it doesn't. Just run it. Just run a screen. Just run a screen. And if your guy is faster than
ISO,
the other
everybody get
guy,
out the way. Let me
tween
ISO for 20
tween,
seconds. Like
step back. Like as long as you know how to do the cheesy moves and just call for a screen, it's over. You're done with. But with the other games, you actually have to know certain things about the game, especially reality of the situation of the sport in order to be good. Football is a great example, even though there are cheesy plays like you mentioned, but you have to understand coverages. While with 2K, I can game plan a coverage and the guys on my team aren't going to do what I tell them to do on defense. I say, yo, I need you to sag off on X, Y, and Z. I need you to hard hedge the pick and roll. And they just don't do it. I have to manually do it myself. I have to be the big man when the CPU calls for a screen. I have to be the big man that hedges. I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? Like, I want to be the point guard. I want to be the guard or the wing that is going over the screen. And then you, the CPU, is the one that hedges. Like, it just blows my mind, man. Like 2K, like you mentioned, is the only game where you don't need to know ball in order to be good at the game. It's funny. It's really funny. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Now that you mention that, I would talk with people and they're like heavy Madden players. And you'll watch a football game and they'll be like, oh, that's cover two. Oh, that's cover three. They got to do this, that, in the third. Because they play Madden. Because they have to know, oh, he need to hit that seam route. He need to hit that curl route. You see how much space in that coverage? He got to read this way.
yeah, like understanding leverage in the game. The corner is playing inside leverage, and you about to run a streak. You be like, okay, I'm gonna test them 1-on-1 because I should be able to get a free release because I'm not even running on the inside. 2K, you think you about to get a free entry pass to the lane. Next thing you know, the defender just leaps across the court and makes the. I'm like, no, that's not how basketball works.
Right. And it was something else. It's like, yeah, like they also in Madden, they run similar plays in real life. In real life, a lot of the plays that are running Madden, like dagger or
Mesh and all that stuff. Yeah,
mesh, these are plays that are ran in real life. Now
real concepts in the game. Yeah,
there are some plays in 2K like floppy and I want to say horns down. There are plays in
oh my
2K
god.
that are ran in real life.
One
Horns
thing
down is
I like about
cheese.
2K, when you do run plays, the CPU does not run the play with any sense of urgency.
No, they don't.
Like it's like they're jogging. I'm like, dog, get to the spot to set the screen. What are you doing? You call the play and they all no, get run. We in the game, run. Why are you
especially
still sitting in
floppy.
the wing? Go to the corner. Get open. Like, what are you doing?
Especially
Like, that's the one
floppy.
thing that irritated me so much at 2K. It's like the players don't move with any sense of urgency.
Nah. It is what it is, man. That's why I stopped playing the game overall because I got sick and tired of just some of the things regarding the gameplay and the fact that they don't add anything in terms of any modes that would make me want to continue to play. If the only way I'm able to enjoy the game is I'm playing with some of my friends on my park, then I don't want to play the game. Or if I have to pay to play, I don't want to play the game because that's not something that I'm going to do often. The last time I've played my park was last gen, 2K20.
Mm.
And that was the last time I played my team was 2K20 in last gen because it was the pandemic. I was at home. I was bored. So of course I'm going, screw it. You know
Enough
what?
fact.
Let me play 2K20. And I actually enjoyed to a certain extent 2K20 because I also played my career. But at the end of the day, it gets to a point where you get tired of doing the same thing. All right, what are you going to add to make me want to play the game more? And they just haven't done a good job at that. And I don't think I'll ever. Well, I wouldn't say ever, but I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if
I'm
I'll
in no rush
ever.
to play a new 2K. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think I'll ever be able to get back that enjoyment that I once had with 2K when it was in PS3 days or even the early point of PS4 days. I just don't think I'll ever get back to that point because it was just something different that they did. They weren't trying to always uh, make you pay money in order to get certain access to certain things like animations or even to even compete as well. So I just don't think I'm be able to get back to that point to where I'll want to play 2K year round. I'll spend how much money to get the game early and get early access to the game. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. If I'm going to be playing the latest 2K game, I got to get it on a discount, a big discount. Got to be either free or it got to be like $5 or something. Because I'm not spending a bunch of money on 2K, and
I don't blame you.
it's just dumb. And when you go to the PS store, that the past 2K games are still like $70. I'm like, what? In what world is 2K worth $70? Especially the last versions of the game. Them Jones should be like $5.
And mind you, they shut off the servers now after like every few years. So
Exactly. But when you go to old PS games that came out, PS5 games that came out years ago, like Naruto Ninja Storm or some other games, like they don't cost as much. They lower the price. But with 2K, it's like, no, we're gonna keep it at $70. We're gonna keep it at $60 or whatever. It's just like greedy motherfuckers. All right, let's move on to
my last take,
yeah, what were you gonna say? Go right ahead.
2K needs to just stick with one game and update it yearly. Because at this point, you're not making much graphical improvements. The gameplay changes you making are so incremental and small that you probably could implement it with just a yearly patch. And yeah, it's no point of having the folks pay $70 every year for essentially 90% of the same game with
How did
minimal
you
tweaks and
how did you
adjustments.
feel about the WNBA and the NBA being able to play with one another? So now the players, I think it's on my team where they can team up and play with one another. What is your thoughts on that? Because I
I
think it's
mean, that's
ridiculous.
cool, I guess, but like,
I think it's kind of silly, but I mean it's
yeah,
cool. It is a video game,
a little
but
goofy, but it's a
it
video game,
it
so
is it is a
whatever.
video game. But I feel like to a certain extent it's kind of ridiculous considering that um like I don't want to sound misogynistic or anything, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. But it's just like there's a reason why there's a males basketball and women's basketball. Like it's two completely different weight classes. I'll just keep it at that. Anywho, let's go to the next topic. Who do you think will become a first-time All-Star in the 2026 season?
Oh man, it's a good question because there's quite a few candidates out there.
I have two names I'm thinking of.
Two names you got?
Yeah, I got two guys.
I want to hear yours first. You go first. I'm still thinking of mine.
So the first one, this is the easy one. I 100%. I am 100% certain this guy will be a first-time All-Star next year, and that's Franz Wagner from the Orlando Magic. He was averaging 24 points last year. He got hurt during the season. I think it was the early part of the season. He played 60 games though. But this dude right here, he's great. Well, I wouldn't say great, but he's really good, bro. Like you've watched Franz Wagner before.
Yeah.
This dude can hoop. I remember he played my Lakers, bro. He was giving us the business. He was cooking us. And I was like, damn, this guy is really, really good. And there's a debate going on who's better between him or Paolo. This dude is legit, man. 24 points a game, nearly 6 rebounds, nearly 5 assists, 46% from the field, 87% from the line. Franz Wagner is a sensational player. And for his career, he's averaged 19 points a game, nearly 5 rebounds, nearly 4 assists, and has shot 47% from the field. So this dude for a career, and 85% from the line. For his career, he has been efficient. He has been a really good scorer. And I believe this year, with the East being depleted because of the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers, I believe he's going to make an all-star spot easily. I think the Magic are going to be a top 4 seed in the East. And him and Paolo are going to be all-stars. So, and then my second player, here's a guy, he got hurt early in the season as well. He was really coming to his own. I'm going to go with Jalen Johnson. I think Jalen Johnson from the Hawks, he has improved every single year. I was looking at his numbers. This is going to be his 5th year in the league. I didn't know he played that long. But last year, he averaged nearly 19 points. He had nearly 8.5. Matter of fact, it was actually 10 rebounds a game, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block, shot 50% from the field. Now, he didn't shoot all that well from three-point range, but he still shot 50% from the field. He only played 36 games. But, man, when this dude is healthy, he's a problem. And that's the question mark, if he's healthy. If he's healthy, I think Jalen Johnson has the potential to be an all-star because he's incredibly talented, and the Hawks are going to win this year because they have improved significantly with all the additions from free agency and getting Zachary Richardson a year ago in the draft. So I like Jalen Johnson and Franz Wagner as my 2 guys that'll make the all-star team for the first time. What about you?
Those are good picks, I must admit. I'm gonna go. See, now the thing with the Franz Wagner, I do see Franz Wagner making the thing, but I just remembered. I mean, granted, he probably shouldn't take too much work from him. They did get Desmond Bane, who is an average about a 20 a night type player. So I'm not sure it's going to detract from Franz's stats too much because they play different positions, obviously. But you got another scorer on the court. The distribution offensively can get a little dicey. But Franz Wagner definitely is a good pick. I'm gonna go, man. This is actually a really good question because a lot of dudes you would think aren't all-stars have made the all-star team already. So it's kind of have to put some real, not reach per se, but a real projection. But let me think. I want to say Amin Thompson.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew
I
you would
wanted
say
to say Amin because he already made a all defense team.
that.
He's averaging 14 points with not that much of a scoring bag.
Yeah.
If he could just bump that up a few points per game while playing elite defense and still being that real glue guy, I think he could easily get an all-star spot in the Western Conference. It's just a matter of, KD's on the team now, so they got another bona fide scorer to pair with Sengun,
Mm-hmm.
who's a really good player as well. Will Amin get the looks? Probably, because KD does have gravity. So if Amin can actually knock a couple jump shots down, not even be like a really good shooter, he could just be an average shooter. He could still probably make some noise, enough noise to get the all-star spot. But if not Amin Thompson, then I look, you want to stay in the West, but I'm trying to think of players in the West.
I think Chet Holmgren has a great chance as well.
Oh, he never made an All-Star.
I think Chet Holmgren, if he stays healthy
Yeah,
and he
Chet. Yeah,
improves,
that's actually a good. That's
given
actually a good point.
OKC and how they seem like they're not going to stop losing anytime soon. I think Chet Holmgren could potentially be another player. He has to remain healthy because I think last year he missed some time. But if he's healthy
Yes, he
for
did.
most of the season and he plays at an elite level defensively, and he can give you maybe 14, 15 points on efficient shooting, I think he'll be good enough to make the All-Star team because they reward guys for winning.
That
And
is
they
true.
rewarded Jalen Williams, obviously Shea Gilgeous, MVP, no question about it, and also to cover NBA 2K26. But I think Chet Holmgren could be that third guy for OKC. And I think Orlando, the Desmond Bain point, you make a good point. But I think with Franz Wagner, as long as he stays efficient and he's over 20 points per game, so he's around 20, 21 points per game at least, or let's say he's 18 points a game, but he increases his assist total. I think he can still make the All-Star team, but it depends on are the Orlando Magic winning a lot of games? And I believe they are going to win a bunch of games. If they're a top 3 seed and Franz Wagner is averaging 18 points, nearly 8 assists, shooting like 37% from three, 50% from the field, I think that's good enough to make the All-Star team. And they're like third seed or a top 3 seed. I think he would be in the running to be All-Star because the efficiency and the fact that he's making his teammates better will be the argument for why he should make the All-Star team. So I think as long as he can stay to that 18 to 21 point range with assists to back it up, I think he'll be fine.
I'm going to go a little different route this time, but this pick really depends on him being completely healthy as well as the team actually not being absolute abysmal.
Okay.
Trey Murphy is definitely on my radar for All-Star. Last year, he averaged 21, 5 and 3 on 45% from the field. He's definitely emerged recently as like a scorer.
Yeah.
I thought he was just like a role player when he first came into the league. No, he really could get a bucket. And if the Pelicans can stay healthy and actually win some games, I could see him getting an All-Star nod.
No, that's a good pick. If he continues to improve on his offensive play and they can win some games, I think he could definitely squeak in. I remember Tyler Hero last year.
At least
He
a
was able to
reserve,
get in.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero. Although I will say it's a lot harder in the Western
It
Conference
is.
compared to the East. That's why Tyler Hero was able to make it because the Eastern Conference is. But you never know. You never know. The Pelicans are going to have to win some games in order for him to get in there, though.
Absolutely.
I think with the whole Zion situation, I don't see Trey Murphy making it over Zion unless they're winning games even without Zion and they're able to get in the play. So let's say this. I'll give you a scenario. So the Pelicans, so Zion is out for whatever reason, ankle injury. He misses 20-something games, and it's January, and the Pelicans are the 7th seed. And Trey Murphy is averaging 21 a game. He's shooting 40% from three. He's shooting like nearly 50% from the field. He's playing good defense. I think Trey Murphy could potentially make the All-Star team because he was able to keep his team afloat. They were able to still win, and he was scoring at an efficient rate. That's a scenario where I could say, all right, Trey Murphy, he could be an all-star. But if it's not something like that, if Zion is healthy and they're the 7th or 8th seed, Zion's putting up numbers, and Trey Murphy is scoring 20 a game, but they're only the 8th or 7th seed. I don't see the coaches and coaches that vote the players in the reserves, and I don't see the coaches picking Trey Murphy over Zion unless Zion is significantly worse than Trey Murphy that season. So those are the only scenarios I can see. That's the only scenarios I can see that happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah, because if you remember, Jaren Jackson made the I think it was like 1 year Jaren Jackson made the All-Star team, and John Morant didn't make the All-Star team. I think John Morant was like hurt for a portion of that year, or he was suspended. I forget what it was.
It was something like that.
Yeah, but something like that has to happen.
One pick on the East I was close to making. This may sound crazy, but only reason I deterred from it because of I don't think the record would be good enough. I was going to say Peyton Pritchard.
Woo. Yeah, you are, man. The East would have to be depleted. Like I'm talking about.
I think he's going to start next year, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 5-6 dudes got to be out with injuries or something, and he just comes in as a reserve. The East would have to be really depleted if Peyton Pritchard is an all-star reserve for the 2026 season. Because if he's an all-star reserve, then something's wrong.
Who's also not a bad pick, though?
Who?
Honestly, Jared McCain. If he has a bounce back from that injury, he was putting up 20.
He was hooping, but if he makes the All-Star team,
he wasn't putting up 20. He was putting up 15. But
he was playing good as a rookie. He's playing good as a rookie. But if he makes the All-Star team next year, then the 76ers
he's either going insane or the league is the East is
Yo, if he makes the All-Star team, the 76ers must be playing really well. They must be playing really well if he's making an All-Star team, because I don't see that happening.
Especially with Maxey being ahead of him in minutes and stuff. So yeah, you're right.
I don't see that happening. But yeah, man,
someone has to step up as a forward on the East to take Tatum's spot. And two guards got to step up to take Halliburton's, and since Dame is no longer in the conference.
Well, Paulo didn't make the All-Star team last year, so there you go. Didn't? And then no, because he was hurt a portion of the year, I think it was, and then Franz Wagner as well. So there's your two guys right there. Okay. And then Tyrese Halliburton, who's going to replace Tyrese Halliburton?
Trae Young.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So there you go.
What about Dame? Who's going to replace Dame? Didn't he make the All-Star game?
I think he may have. Dame. Probably could be LaMelo, depending on if he stays healthy or not. And if it's not LaMelo, it could be Darius Garland. Well, Darius Garland probably made it last year. I think Darius Garland made it last year.
I think he did. He did.
So I think it's positionless. So
it's positionless. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's positionless. So I mean, depending on how the Miami Heat play, it could be Bam Adebayo, could be Tyler Hero again. Trying to think who else. Ain't damn sure ain't gonna be nobody from the Wizards. Ain't gonna be nobody from. Could be Scotty Barnes. I mean, Scotty Barnes could make it. Yeah, those are the only guys I can really think of, unless guys on the New York Knicks start hooping like OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges, if they have one of those. You know how it is when your team is winning a lot of games, and like you have that one guy that never makes the All-Star team. All of a sudden, he has a good year, and then he just creeps into the All-Star game like a Mikal Bridges type player. So maybe him or OG. I don't know. But anywho, let's move on to the final topic. This is exciting. What moment in NBA history would you change? Brian, I'll let you go first.
Is there any criteria? It could be anything, any moment.
Okay. So, like, I'll give you an example. So, let's just say it's like an injury, like somebody gets hurt, and
Oh.
but but even if you change it, right? So you say, all right, Kobe Bryant, he tore his Achilles against the Warriors. But even if I change that moment and say, all right, he doesn't tear his Achilles, that doesn't mean that eventually he wouldn't tear his Achilles. It's
Mm.
just it's just that he didn't tear his Achilles against that team. Because you got to remember he was playing 40 plus minutes every single night. He was overworking himself. Eventually his body was going to break down. So I don't think me changing that moment in NBA history will do much of anything except prolong Kobe's games that he can play until eventually his body starts breaking down. So that's like an
Okay.
example of like, all right, it has to be something that will actually change history. It can't just be like, oh well, Solomon Hill doesn't undercut LeBron's ankle, and now LeBron is out for how many weeks, and he comes back and he's not the same player. Even if LeBron was healthy and he never got hurt, Anthony Davis was hurt that year. So like the Lakers weren't going to win the championship regardless. So it has to be something to where it actually changes the
It's not like
course.
hypothetical or something, right?
Like
Well,
it will
it's all
actually
hypothetical, but like
it will
it's
actually
okay.
change everything. Like
Okay.
this there's no debate about it. Like if Kevin Durant doesn't join the Warriors, that changes everything. That's the type of moment that I'm talking about in NBA history where okay, there you go. All right, so is there anything after I tell you that? Is there any moment that you want to change now?
I
Do you
have
have
two
an
in
idea?
mind,
All right.
and it's gonna sound like the most hater stuff ever, but I don't care.
I already know what it is.
First
Probably.
one, Ray Allen doesn't hit that corner three in the finals.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
He doesn't hit the corner three. Matter of fact, Chris Bosh doesn't even get the rebound. How about that?
Okay.
Actually, no, because then someone else on the Heat theoretically could have made Ray Allen misses the three in the corner. My second pick would have been Kyrie Irving misses that 3-pointer in game 7 of the final. But actually, you know what? The Warriors did drop 3 in a row, so I'm not going to choose that one as my number one because it theoretically still could have lost even if Kyrie missed that 3. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ray Allen corner 3. If that doesn't happen, we don't get none of this LeBron GOAT nonsense that I see every day.
Wow. Okay,
Real hater.
that's an interesting one. Yeah, if Ray Allen didn't hit that 3, it changes everything in regards to LeBron's legacy because now that'll be the second stain on his legacy. The first one was 2011, and then the second one would be 2013, losing to the Spurs when people thought that you were going to win. A lot of people thought that you would win. So that would be detrimental to LeBron's career. We probably might not even have a Kobe versus LeBron debate either, or LeBron versus Kareem debate at one point. LeBron might not even be considered a top 5 player if he loses to the Spurs. A lot of things happen. So I'd be curious to see what would happen if the Miami Heat don't beat the Spurs in 2013. Would LeBron only have one ring? No, one ring. Or would he have 2 rings? Like I'm curious. I'm wondering what would happen. But here we go. So for me, selfishly, I would go with Lakers don't make the trade for Russell Westbrook. That by far, selfishly, if the Lakers don't make the trade for Russell Westbrook, we're having a completely different conversation in terms of the trajectory of the Lakers. That trade single-handedly screwed us over for the next 2 to 3 years until we finally got Luka. But even still, even though we got Luka, we're still dealing with the remnants of that Russell Westbrook trade because there's so many things that we just can't do because of the Russell Westbrook trade. Like it was a ripple effect. That trade literally had a ripple effect for the Lakers, for
It
the
really
league,
did, though.
because if that trade didn't happen, the Lakers would have more flexibility. They would have other ways that they can sign players, that they can improve the roster. But because they did that trade, they effectively ended LeBron's ability to win rings.
Wait, you said
Literally.
LeBron?
I said that trade effectively ended LeBron's ability to win another ring.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
If they didn't trade for Russell Westbrook, there would have been more opportunities for LeBron to win a ring. We wouldn't hear LeBron complaining or reports of LeBron complaining about, oh man, I want to win. Oh, I'm putting pressure on the organization to win. That's why I'm not resigning. I'm only doing a 1+1 with a player option. These are just things that changes the whole fabric
Landscape.
of the NBA. You can call it like the MCU calls it a nexus event. That Russell Westbrook trade was a nexus event. The Ray Allen 3 was a nexus event. Those things have to happen in order for the NBA to function as it is now. Like everything that we see about the NBA is because of those moments. Everything that we see about the NBA media and certain narratives is because of those moments. If those moments don't happen, I'm telling you, it's completely different. The
I
perception of
agree with
LeBron
that.
is different. The perception of LeBron is different because of those two moments. If LeBron wins a fifth ring, think about it. LeBron wins a fifth ring, 2 with the Lakers. 2 with the Lakers. That GOAT debate, oh my God.
You
You
know
thought it
what?
was
That is a good moment. I did not expect you to say that because I was like, oh yeah, that Russell Westbrook trade did happen, and it did kind of like screw the Lakers over to this day. Yeah, that was a franchise setback move because that was a god awful experiment right there. Yeah, that's a good one. So what would have happened if okay they don't acquire Russ? So what do they do? Because they still let Caruso and them go after that bubble ring, and he was a
well,
pivotal piece to that championship roster.
well,
So what
so
what
so Kuzma was still on the roster, KCP was still on the roster. They would have more options to work with. There would be other big time names that they could potentially trade for. Remember, Donovan Mitchell, eventually he was asking out of Utah. Maybe you could try to do a deal to try to get Donovan Mitchell. And then also with Anthony Davis situation, right? We all know we eventually traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, the heist of the century. But maybe you trade him sooner for another star player. You just never know. You have flexibility. You're not uh
pigeonholed?
pigeonholed, you're not what's it called, you're not handcuffed,
Oh, okay.
you're not limited on what you can do. Now you have the ability to be like, all right, let's go to this direction, because the team was still good. The 2020 team was still good. It's just they decided, you know what, the Brooklyn Nets got James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie. We got to compete with them over there. We can't beat them unless we have a super team. So you know what? We're gonna go get Russell Westbrook. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. And it didn't work. And oh yeah, man, remember Kyrie Irving? He eventually asked out.
Yep.
That's another thing. Now I understand there was a bit of a something going on between the Nets ownership and them not wanting to ship Kyrie to the Lakers. But you still, hey, if you don't trade for Russ, you have more assets that you can offer the Brooklyn Nets to get Kyrie. It's just so much stuff, man. It's just so much stuff that could have happened if the Lakers didn't trade for Russ. That was a nexus event. That doesn't happen, then the whole landscape of the NBA changes. There was something else. There was another moment in NBA history I'm trying to think of that I wish I could change. I'm trying to think. I think it would be the Chris Paul trade.
Ooh, it not getting vetoed.
Yeah, if it didn't get vetoed, that's probably another one because I want to see Kobe. If Kobe has 6 rings, boy. People don't understand. Like, bro, the reason why people bring up that trade so much, and I'm glad we talked about Chris Paul a few weeks ago. Chris Paul was so dominant during that time. He was easily the best point guard in the NBA. Derrick Rose was a fantastic player. But if you know basketball, you know Chris Paul is the best point guard in the NBA. Bro, Chris Paul, he was maybe top 5 player at that point. First team All NBA, the best guard defender, the best point guard, one of the best offensive weapons in the NBA. To add him with Kobe would have been so dangerous. It would have been a nightmare for the league. But yeah, man, that is all I wanted to talk about for today. It's a little longer than usual, the podcast, but yeah, man, I enjoyed the conversation.
Fun topic.
Yeah, fun topic. I tried to think outside of the box for once. You know what I mean? We talk about all these other things that all these other people are talking about. I wanted to think outside of the box a little bit. Right. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Salute.